Hey there, Kara Foster from More Life and Health here. Welcome to the Functional Food Plan Resources page. You're here, and that tells me that you are ready to learn about what I believe to be the most important supplement you will ever choose, and that is food. Just below this video, you'll see materials and links for all of the Institute of Functional Medicine food plans that we discussed, along with several bonuses. These bonuses were selected because I believe each of them will really help you to make the most out of this functional nutrition sort of experiment that you're taking on. So let's talk about them. The first one is a food, mood, energy journal. The results from any experiment are way more meaningful and way more useful if you know how you got there. So I always ask each of my clients to keep a journal as we work together because I found it's a really simple way for them to track what they're actually observing or experiencing in their own bodies along the way. I know that for some of you that immediately feels like more work, or you're not quite sure where you can fit it in each day, or maybe you're not even convinced that it's relevant. But here's the real deal. If you're here because you're determined to find what works for you as a unique individual with respect to food, then you have got to be willing to sign up for some trial and error, because trial and error is the only path to getting to those things that you as an individual need to maximize and do more of, or minimize and do less of, so that you can actually get to this short list of things that you prioritize on a regular basis to stay well. So logging the foods that you eat and taking notes on how they make you feel is really important to making changes that make the most sense for you. If you're already doing some sort of tracking today using an app or some other type of tool, great. Continue to use it if it feels easy and familiar to you. Maybe then you just keep notes on the energy and mood components of the experiment in the journal. And let's be real, tracking may not happen every day, and it may not happen with every meal, and that is okay. Just know that the more data you have, the clearer you will become on the best plan for you. Second bonus is a blank copy of the symptoms questionnaire that you filled out in order to choose your food plan. I really consider this a wellness detective tool because it's helpful to assessing your progress at different checkpoints throughout the experiment. In this case, I would recommend that you take it again, maybe in 4 to 6 weeks, depending on when you as an individual kick off your food plan. If at that point you choose to maintain some or all of the changes for a period longer than that, that's great. Maybe you choose to take it again every 30 or 60 days to see how your score changes. Bonus 3. In addition to the food plans that we talked about, I've included one more, and that is the elimination plan that the Institute of Functional Medicine offers. So elimination plan is probably a term you're familiar with, whether it's through your reading or your online research, or maybe even in your work with a healthcare provider in the past. But it is a therapeutic tool that walks you through a short-term period of removing certain foods that science has shown us can be common inflammation makers in the body. It is a much more restrictive plan than the others we discussed, but if your symptoms questionnaire returned a really high score, or you're really feeling committed to digging into this experiment, then just give it a read. See what your intuition tells you about giving it a try, whether you do that now as you get started, or maybe you do that later on. And lastly, If you do the work and you collect the data and you decide that you're sort of curious about what else is possible, I am offering you a 30-minute wellness insight session with me to talk about that. So, clients who really give this functional food experiment some true investment often learn things about their bodies that they didn't know before. And as a result, are suddenly interested in learning a whole lot more. Maybe they saw some really positive improvements with just a few changes to their regular food choices on a daily basis. And they really want to see what making some small edits in other areas of their life might do to further their health. Or maybe on the flip side, they didn't make as much progress as they would have liked and are really seeking some guidance on other things that they can consider. I don't typically offer individual sessions outside of my one on one programs. I'm making an exception here because I know the work you're about to do, and I know how powerful the learning can be to shifting your mindset and improving the confidence you have in your own ability to control your health. So I encourage you to take advantage of this special offer at some point during, or maybe even at the close of your experiment, if it feels right to you. Okay, so that's it. You have all the tools you need to get started. These tools go beyond just simple meal plans and healthy new recipes. They really are designed to help you learn more about you. So I'm going to ask you to put on your nerd glasses and enjoy this chance to really get educated, empowered, and maybe even a little inspired about your health. I will be checking in with you from time to time via email and would love to hear about your questions and your progress. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Blessings and be well.